God dang it, Bobby, just grab the brisket. Brisket. Smells like brisket.
Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast we call Grab 'em in the Brisket. This podcast is basically going to be us just bullshitting and cutting up and having fun, and we're going to talk barbecue, and we're going to talk probably a lot of stuff not related to barbecue. My name is James. Let's go around the horn and we can get an introduction to the voices that you're going to be hearing.
My name is John. I'm, for the most part, running the switchboard.
Yeah. John's the producer.
What's up, my dudes? My name's Alden. I will just be sitting back and listening to these guys talk sometimes. I'll give you some opinions every now and again. So, what we got over here?
Awesome. Yeah. My name's Jan, and yeah, I'm super excited. This is our first one, and we're going to totally kill this.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, this is great. I mean, we got kind of just a great group of guys here with all different kinds of backgrounds and work occupations and whatever, and barbecue and all that stuff just kind of brought us together, and we have our own competition cook team called Chase and More Smoke. We win sometimes. We have a lot of fun doing it, but we thought we'd play around and come up with a little podcast and see where it goes.
Let me clarify. I would say our team wins more than we don't win.
That is true.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, so somebody asked me the other day, is where do you, how good is y'all's team? I was like, we're probably a top 50 team right now in our area. So,
IBCA.
Yeah. We're not slacking. We're not, we're out competing. So.
Yeah. Consistent top 5 every competition.
Yeah, without a doubt. Except for Kids Unlimited.
Consistent top 5. I agree, 100%. So we're going to talk about. I mean, what's on the agenda today, James?
I mean, today. I mean, it's going to be as we move on. I mean, we're going to develop our own little segments and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about barbecue, and more specifically, barbecue sauces and
barbecue sauce.
Everyone's sauce, getting sauce. Everyone's opinion on, we do these competition barbecues, and it seems more and more lately that it's how good is your sauce, right? I mean, you really don't taste the meat. I mean, you don't taste the seasonings. Hey, let's go ahead and just cover it with barbecue sauce, and let's go ahead and cover it with glaze and sugar and candy and all that type of stuff. So, I mean, I'm going to try to get everybody's opinion on the subject. I mean, do you think it's bad or good, or, I mean, I don't know, but that's number one on the agenda. But before we get, I guess, too far into the barbecue and get down into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, I got a few questions that I want to ask you guys, and just so the listeners or the people can kind of get to know you guys.
The people.
I mean,
sure.
The listeners. Do we call them listeners, or
I think we call them the people.
The people.
It's the people, man.
It's all about the people.
I call them mega fans.
What's that again?
Mega fans.
Mega fans. Okay, that'll work. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the people.
Right. All right.
Sounds better than listeners.
Let's start with a couple of questions here, and I'm going to go to Alden right off the bat. If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance theme song?
That's a pretty loaded question, man. It depends. Am I a good wrestler or am I a bad wrestler? Am I going to a heavyweight fight?
You tell me.
All right. So if I'm going to a heavyweight fight, my probably intro song, it's got to be a charged up song though, right?
Right.
I mean, it's got to be. Tempo's got to be up, so you run into the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would think.
You can't walk out to a slow song, right? I mean, it's got to be Thunderstruck's probably a good song.
That's a solid choice.
I think people do that for boxing already. I think Arturo Gatti did
so
it
AC/DC?
for boxing. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole time you're talking, I was like, AC/DC. I couldn't answer so fast. AC/DC.
Yeah, that's probably a good song. You're coming in the ring. You're about to go to battle, right?
So.
Yeah,
Thunderstruck, man. Sure. That's probably a good song. But if I had to pick one,
yeah, you have to pick one. That's the thing.
I would. I'm actually going to get to rap with this one because I'm going to tell you, "One More Road to Cross" by DMX would probably be my next song to go into a wrestling match because somebody's like, "Well, this guy's got to cross more road." I'm like, "All right, I got one more road to cross, one more risk to take." So
I don't know if I'm familiar with that song.
That'd probably be my walk-up song, my intro song. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That's solid. Hey, great. Jan, hey, what was the worst job you have ever had to do? And I know you had multiple, you've bounced around through, different companies or whatever. And I'm not asking you to try to be specific and call out an employer or whatever, because, we don't want to get anybody in trouble.
He wants the meat and
so
potatoes.
I've got this. I once had a job where I had to work in a dry chemical powder room, where all we did all day was fill extinguishers. It was absolutely the worst job I've ever had. I used to come home at night, headaches, and have just a lot of chemical on my head and brain and whatever else. So I'm probably going to die soon from this. But yeah, it was the worst job.
Thank you.
Nice. John, what's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
I don't know
Denny's
if it's considered like a weird food, but for me, with my history and psyche and whatnot, frog legs. You know me, I hate frogs. I hate frog legs. That was weird.
Yeah,
It was disgusting.
John has
What was weird? What was weird
a
for
really
it, though?
bad phobia of frogs, and I don't know what the terminology is. I'm sure there's a word for it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. What was weird, for your frog legs? Was it
I don't like frogs.
eating a frog,
Yeah.
the texture?
It's freaking disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to look at them, let alone put them in my mouth, but somebody was like, hey, you should
Right,
try it. So
right.
Yeah.
I did.
Was it good?
It tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. Nice.
That's very true. That's very true. Have you had alligator?
Yeah, I've had gator.
Yeah. What does it taste like?
Like chicken.
It tastes like chicken. That's what they say. So what else we got, Mr. James Moe?
Not much, man. How's y'all's weekend been so far?
Weekend's been phenomenal. We got to enjoy this beautiful Sunday today all together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
It is hot, by the way. I mean, we're recording in. I guess we really don't have the garage pod.
It's kind of weird to call it. Yeah. Garage pod.
So I mean, yeah.
Sure.
And we're in Houston, and it's 5 million degrees outside. I mean, it's
pretty hot.
It's pretty hot
And humid.
and
humid.
What was
Yeah.
the movie where it's like throw them all from the train, and Billy Crystal trying to come up with like the night was, and then she walks in and goes sultry.
Sultry.
Yeah, hey, it's very sultry here. Just let you know.
That's a pretty good word, actually. That encapsulates everything of what we're going through right now. But it's still comfortable. It's not freezing cold. Kids can get in the pool. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I don't know. What's the worst weather you've ever been through?
Goddamn hurricane, man.
Hurricane, yeah.
Harvey?
Us living
Harvey's
here
the whole
for
thing.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. I mean, it was pretty scary there for a while. I mean, the water's just rising up, and we were fortunate on our street, in our neighborhood. We didn't. The street flooded, but none of the houses, none of the water got into the houses. But I mean, it was a few days. It was pretty intense, and as the water just keeps rising and rising up, and you're like, man, is this going to end, or But we had fun. We kind of made light of the whole situation, and then we had. I think we recorded a couple of videos doing some weather forecasting and predictions.
Yeah.
We need to release those.
Wayne
Yeah.
Del Chifino, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
just getting
well,
blown away
there's-
by the wind and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of drinking involved in
Yeah.
those heavy downpours.
Yeah. We counted over 200 beers. Yeah, in
That's
that.
a lot of beer.
Yeah. Thank you, Coors Light. Appreciate you.
That definitely got us through some rough times there.
A lot of barbecue.
Yeah.
too.
And I mean, just remembering just sitting out there in the rain in 2 lawn chairs with the speaker, and our street was just like a river. It was like we were just sitting on the bank of a river.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was my favorite time during Harvey.
But then again, a lot of people's houses got destroyed, and
Yeah, that's very true.
That
Yeah,
sucked.
A lot of people's demise, like we didn't get that. The
Yeah.
brunt of the storm actually, but and for us, we had time to take off of work, so we made it a party. You know what I mean? And, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of people that their heartache, they're still dealing with it today. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hurricane Harvey survivors that actually had to deal with it. You know. I don't know, man. I mean, we went through it. They've gone through it. They've prospered, or whatever you want to call it. But
Persevered.
Yeah.
persevered. Yeah,
yeah, a lot of people have developed what would you call not anxiety, but
my daughter. For a while.
where I mean,
Yeah.
if it rains hard, you get pretty psyched out, and you're like, crap,
it's
is
gonna
it going to
flood.
happen
It's
again?
gonna flood. It's
It's
gonna
almost
flood.
like what would you call like post traumatic stress
for
disorder,
sure.
or whatever.
My
Sure.
son, John, he's 16. He does not have that. He's like, I wish we would have another hurricane so I could get a week off of school.
Yeah, kids are just they're not. they're not right at that age. It's all about.
I'm pretty much. I've said that myself. Like I want to get another week off of work. You know.
A lot of people suffered. I don't wish another hurricane on us, but
no,
I had a fantastic
no
week
doubt.
other than 1 or 2 nights of stressing.
But I do like when it gets like cold and maybe it snows a little bit, or it gets like kind of icy or whatever. I mean, this city just shuts down.
Yes.
Like employers are like, oh no, don't come into work today. I mean, last year I think we had a snow day or
We did have a snow day at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, and it was like
It's a drinking day.
32 degrees outside with some snow.
And we got the heaters
Yeah.
going. Now we make it a drinking day.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
cities are laughing at
Yes.
us.
No, they are. Yeah, we woke up like 4 in the morning and the snow's falling. And we're like yanking kids out of bed, like, kids, it's snowing. We're making like snowmen, little tiny snowman. Like,
Yeah, you're not making
it only snowed maybe a
an
quarter
inch.
an inch or
Right.
half an inch.
Hurry up, it's melting.
It's still enough
Yeah,
snow,
get
though.
'em out there before it
Still
melted.
enough snow. Still enough snow to make a snowman. You can't make a snow family, but you can make a snowman.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, let's get down to business and we'll talk a little barbecue. More specifically, barbecue sauces and barbecue sauces in competitions. I mean, should it? And we're certainly not guilty of. I mean, when we do ribs and chicken, we sauce the crap out of these things, and it's just.
Is that where
candy.
the competition's going, though?
Yeah.
You know, nowadays. It's
And that's why I'm
not
kinda
so much in
wondering,
the
'cause-
meat, it's in the sauce, you know?
In the beginning of doing these competitions, they say no barbecue sauce,
Right.
no sauce, and now that's kind of like, you can sauce, but you have to do it while you're cooking. You can't sauce it when it's in a box. But
Like, what is the difference?
right,
It's
There shouldn't be
they're
any
sauces,
difference.
Should we
right?
clarify we're talking IBCA?
yeah, we compete in IBCA, and we haven't really had any experience in some of the other competitions, whether it's the Lone Star Barbecue Society, I think it's what it's called, KCBS. Those rules may be a little bit different. I don't know, but for us in IBCA, like you could sauce, but you have to do it while you're cooking. You can't just throw sauce on it when it's in the box.
So how would they know the difference? You know, somebody that's just a novice cooker, how would they know, like, all right, you got this turning box.
Yeah.
Like, you can sauce at this point, you can't sauce at this
Well,
point.
it's pooling, right? You
Well, sure, we understand that, but-
yeah, that's what they're looking for. Pooling sauces, they would see that big, just goop of sauce, and then, yeah, that's what you would be able to know at that point. But I really think that, like, if you go back 20 years ago when we first started doing this competition cooking, nobody sauced. There was no sauces on chicken. There was no sauces on ribs
Right.
at all.
Things change. Everything evolves.
Everybody used, it was like brown sugar glaze. They just packed it on there and just let it melt, you know. That was the original glaze that everybody used. Now we have like,
Well, and not to cut you off there, but before we get into that discussion or that debate, let's go back and kind of like do a little history of like barbecue sauce. Where did it come from? Who created it first? Why was it created? I mean, in all my research that I did, and when I say all my research, I mean it was basically like Friday afternoon, Googling and Wikipedia
Google.
yeah. And so I come up with a few different things on barbecue sauce that I thought was pretty interesting. I think the origins of barbecue sauce is kind of up in a question because, I mean, people have been using sauces and all that type of stuff, cooking with it, going back ages. Some of the articles that I read that the origins of barbecue sauce was like created around the first American colonies in the 17th century. So, I mean, that's quite a bit back then.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. One myth that I came across is that I guess some people believe barbecue sauces and vinegars and all that type of stuff was created to cover up the taste of like meat going bad, spoiling meat or whatever.
Obviously, they didn't have fridges around, in those days, so
Yeah.
it was like a masking agent almost. I guess you could
guess,
say
but
something to preserve it.
Correct, yeah. But if it's rotten meat, it's spoiled. I don't care if you put barbecue sauce in it; you're still going to get sick. So basically, the article is like, okay, so it makes it more palatable, so you can eat it. But if you get sick and E. coli and blah blah blah, and you're peeing out your
deal with it.
butthole, and
Yeah, they probably didn't realize any of that shit.
No,
back then.
because
They're
you think
probably
about
just
it,
like, oh, it tastes better. It's probably fine.
Yeah, well, you think about it, they're killing like a large animal, they're either got to eat all that in one day. How do they preserve it? You know, so
They could cure it.
how do
yeah.
they? That's what I'm
Salt.
getting at. Like, how do they cure it?
So they
Yeah.
just cured it back then.
Yeah.
That's how they preserved
But how'd they
it.
figure that out, though?
Well, you died. If you,
Well, exactly.
so trial and error.
Yeah.
That shit didn't
It
work.
was TNA. It was TNA trial and error
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, yeah, back in the day, it's like you get a very, very bad case of food poisoning where you're throwing up and diarrhea. I mean, a lot of cases, I mean, that could be a death sentence for some people. I mean,
Sure, yeah.
Back in that day, I mean, they can't just go to the corner store and get some nausea medicine and some Gatorade and, you know.
They can't get no
Pepto-Bismol wasn't
Pepto-Bismol.
around.
Can't get no
Pepto-Bismol,
Pepto-Bismol,
yeah.
man. Come on.
Okay, so and then I came across this article, and all this information I got from AmazingRibs.com. I mean, it's a pretty badass website that anybody that's into barbecuing or wants to try to get into barbecue. I mean, it has a ton of recipes. It has a ton of like how-tos, whether you want to cook ribs or brisket or whatever. But they had this article called "History of Barbecue Sauce," and so where I got a lot of this information from. Little excerpt that I stole from them says like in 1539. Hernando de Soto, am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's
No
good for
idea.
my dialect.
Never met the guy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
De Soto.
He landed in Tampa Bay, Florida. He brought 9 ships and more than 600 men, far more than what the Mayflower carried over, which was 102. So he brought, and he wasn't interested in settling down or anything like that. He was looking for gold and silver. That dude was trying to get paid. He's like, I need to.
Get that
He's trying to settle,
Skrilla.
yeah. So it wasn't like the Nina and the, what is it, Pinta and the Santa Maria. What is that? Who's that? Columbus?
Did you say who was that Columbus? You don't know
know
who
who that
Christopher
was.
Columbus was?
I know he was a sailor
God
at
damn
one
it.
point, right?
Yeah, he was a sailor.
Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So this guy, he probably more than 80 years before the Mayflower landed here, he came with a ship loaded with like hogs and vinegar and all this stuff. And so he settles down in Florida looking for his gold. And I'm sure he's probably like plundering and pillaging what he could.
Shall plunder the village.
Yes. So he would, they would bring in the native.
Amigos.
Yeah.
Three amigos.
They would bring in the Native Americans, and they would have these barbecues, and they would cook the hogs and all that stuff like that. And then it also kind of got a little went a little left too, because he would also kill some of the Indians or I guess Native Americans. I guess that's a politically correct term to say.
Probably is. Yeah, because they are Native Americans.
Indians fine.
But
For this podcast, Indians fine.
Indians,
We
fine.
love all people.
Yeah. So interesting that when the Indians got a taste of the hog, they're like, shit, this is some good stuff. And they're like, they end up stealing hogs from this guy. I thought it was just pretty interesting. I'm like, but that goes into around that time is when they started creating these barbecue sauces. They started creating these sauces mixed with vinegar and tomato sauce, or actually tomatoes and vinegar and all that stuff like that.
Is that North Carolina style?
I guess it would be North. And I saw a whole list of like different styles of barbecue sauces. And,
That's a whole nother episode.
oh yeah, that's a whole nother episode. I mean, you got your Carolina, your Alabama, your Texas, Kansas City. I mean, Memphis. I mean, you go on and on and on and on.
California.
That's a lot of sauce, man. That's a lot of sauce.
No Cali
That's a lot of
sauces.
sauce. No California sauce. I
No.
like that.
Okay, so the first commercially produced barbecue sauce was made by the Georgia Barbecue Sauce Company in, obviously, Atlanta, Georgia. And it was advertised in, I guess it would be their newspaper, Atlanta Constitution, January 31st, 1909.
What was it called? What was the sauce called?
That was the name of the sauce.
That's
Georgia
100
barbecue sauce.
That was 110 years ago, man.
Very
Are they
creative
still
on
around?
the,
I want to try it.
Yeah,
That's 110 years ago.
yeah, very creative in the name.
I think.
Heinz released their barbecue sauce in 1940, and then
Were they the same Heinz that did the ketchup?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
So they've
Yeah.
been around
So
a
the
minute.
ketchup come from barbecue sauce?
yeah. No, a lot of barbecue sauces are made with ketchup.
Wow.
They use the ketchup, and then they add the vinegar and the I guess the molasses and
I'm sure ketchup is
Worcestershire
before.
and blah blah
Ketchup
blah.
probably before?
Yeah,
I'm
if you
sure,
Google
but-
how to try to make barbecue sauce, there's a lot of recipes that call, hey, ketchup is your base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Pretty interesting.
Back in the day, Heinz, no, not Heinz, Kraft Food started making cooking oils, and along with the oil, they would attach a bag of spices to the oil to where you can start making your own barbecue sauce at home. And so that was probably right around the same time, 40s, 50s, or whatever.
So was that like the equivalent to like nowadays where they have like people making craft beer?
Mm-hmm.
So they were making craft barbecue sauces
People are still
back
doing
in those
that.
days.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it as much, but there's thousands and
It's
thousands
still
of guys
it's
making
still
their
a
own
thing.
sauces
Sure.
right now.
Okay.
Okay, and I took a little picture of the article that I read about the Georgia barbecue sauce company, and I'll get John to throw it up on our Instagram page, and and I'll read what it says. I mean, it's very, and I'll kind of show you guys. I mean, it's just very kind of basic print where it has a guy knelt over probably an open pit with some type of meat on it, and then it kind of gives you a
Buffalo.
little description. Then I'll read
That's
it
a
to you
brisket.
guys.
The brisket.
Yeah,
It's a big
and this
brisket.
was, I think, 1909 is when this thing was put out. And it says, in the finest dressing known to culinary science for beef, pork, mutton, fish, oysters, and game of every kind. Roasted, fried, or broiled, it's also unequaled for perfecting Brunswick stew, and as for dressing for vegetables. Write us at once for this recipe, Bill O'Fair. I'm not really sure what that is. And try this delicious sauce. Ask your grocers for it, blah, 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 blah.
Oysters.
But yeah,
That's
that
what I
was
got
my
from that.
first, like, who's putting barbecue sauce in oysters?
Well, you said a lot of seafood in there as
You
well.
definitely
so
want some. You want something on oysters. Let's be honest, right?
I just want a little
who's
bit of
chewing an
Tabasco.
oyster anyways? You're supposed to swallow it, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to swallow it.
Then why do you need a sauce on it if you're just
That
going to take
sounds like a-
it to the house? You know.
Yeah, Alden always swallows.
Cheap porno here.
It's just, I think they're just taking the sauce and they're masking the flavor of oysters. Because, I mean, let's be real. I mean, who likes the flavor of oysters? I mean,
I like oysters.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like
you
them.
do.
They're good.
Yeah.
to
Okay,
eat.
maybe it's just me. I'm weird.
They're fun to eat.
I don't know. That's very salty. I like it.
Saltiness.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and that's basically all I had on the history of barbecue sauce. Let's get back to the debating barbecue sauces in these competitions. I mean, is it good or bad or hurting the sport? You know,
I don't know, but I want to bite of that freaking burger.
John's
dude.
wife just came over and just handed him a big ass burger.
One burger.
Yeah.
There's four
So-
guys, one burger.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's yeah. This is now going to turn
It
into
looks
like an
phenomenal.
ASMR
It
video
looks
where John's just
phenomenal.
going to eat in front of the microphone, and we'll just all sit here and listen.
Crunch. The bacon's crunch. I mean, it looks like a phenomenal burger.
This has a cheese skirt. It's fantastic.
Nice. Okay, so barbecue sauces and competitions. Do we just?
You're losing your clothes and everything. That's how good it is.
Do you think it's bad or good or? I mean, what do you guys think?
Okay, so I probably.
Do you like barbecue sauce?
No, I actually. Okay, yes, I do like. I like a vinegar-based barbecue sauce. It's kind of my thing. The sweet barbecue sauces, I'm not really a big fan of. I don't mind it for chicken, I guess, because it's chicken.
Yeah.
Ribs, I prefer a rib that's not sauced or not candied.
Right.
I don't mind if it's sauced, probably, but not candied.
I mean, you can eat one or two, and you're like, ugh.
I'm done, right? I'm full. But the biggest thing I've seen here lately is that people are starting to add that to their brisket.
Oh, I've seen that a lot.
It's really like I just want to go punch them in the face. Like
Yeah.
this is not what your beef is supposed to taste like. There's something wrong. Hey, time out. I'm not sure when he said this. I know someone from Houston, but this is Texas, right? So we are a Texas barbecue podcast. We're Houston, Texas. It's a little bit different here, right? So like everybody thinks we're like salt and pepper. Like that's what Texans do. Salt, pepper rubs. It's not.
That's that Central Texas barbecue.
Yeah. So, but
Just tell them exactly what we put on our competition.
Yes. Okay. Everybody, get out a pen and paper and write down.
I will do this.
Yeah.
You won't. Don't do that.
Yeah. You know why? Because I'm still going to cook it. Not better, but our timetables are
Yes,
different,
better.
probably.
Well, I think probably what's maybe hurting us a little bit is people out there that are winning and that are pretty successful. They're saucing and glazing their briskets.
But it's not like we're not allowed to. We can sauce it too if we
Yeah,
want
we
to.
can.
So-
I still personally like it.
Yeah. That's something else.
Again.
I'm not going to produce something and put it into a box that I don't want to eat, right?
I will. If it wins, I will do it. I
You
don't
do.
care. I'm not
You're a
making it for
sellout.
me. I'm making it for
No.
the competition.
It's not to me, it's not even cooking at that point. Like,
Of course it
it's
is.
not barbecue. Barbecue is like you're putting out what you think is the best. You're not putting out what somebody else thinks is the best.
Then you're not going to win.
Hey, I got trophies that says I do.
But
So,
hey, barbecue sauce also can mask the flavor. It can mask the dryness. I mean, you put enough sauce on it. I mean,
Without a doubt.
the driest brisket is going to taste all moist and great.
Right. I'm not saying I'm pro sauce. I do love sauce. I would prefer my brisket without sauce. But if I go to a restaurant or someplace that has sauce and they're like, this is the best sauce, I want to try it. I want to taste it. I'm not going to eat it all with sauce, but I want to know what it tastes like. As far as competition goes, yeah, I'm okay with putting some sauce on there, but I want to aim to please the judges. I don't care necessarily if I would eat it that way. I want to win.
Yeah, and that may just be the detriment to us and our team, is that we're going to do it our way and we're not going to conform to your society restrictions. And
no, so I totally get what you're saying, right? So the fact is, I want everybody else to start using sauce on their brisket, right? I want them to sauce it up because I want to be the one team that serves you a piece of meat that looks like it's just should be framed or something, you know. It tastes amazing,
Right.
And the meat speaks for itself. Like any true barbecue cooker will tell you, the meat will speak for itself. I kind of fall on that side of the thing. It's kind of my opinion.
yeah,
This is
well,
what
I think
So,
maybe kind of what separates us a little bit is that, I mean, we cook strictly all wood. And from what I'm seeing out there, I mean, you see a lot of people that are cooking on these ugly drums. You see a lot of people that are rolling these safes and vaults from Pitmaker, which are all fantastic products. But I mean, you roll up there with 10 pounds of charcoal and a chunk of wood. I mean, and you cook in an oven. I mean, and then you don't get the smoky flavor for sure.
You're not getting the smoke.
And
no smoke ring.
now I'm just gonna cover it in barbecue sauce because I mean it probably has liquid smoke in it. You can just buy that Kraft hickory honey, get that hickory flavor going, and then winter chicken dinner, so to speak.
Now you brought up Kraft. To let you know that back in the day, the best rub they had was the Kraft honey barbecue.
The best barbecue sauce they had. I think they still have it.
Totally won a shit ton of cook-offs with that one.
Yeah, mix some honey in with it. Mm-hmm. Throw some Tabasco sauce.
Sure. Pepper, salt,
Yeah.
garlic.
Tabasco's
flame.
horrible, by the way.
A little bit of
Tabasco
milk.
is horrible.
Do it. Well, I mean, I don't like. I mean, Tabasco's okay.
Cholula's pretty good.
Cholula's where it's at.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like if I have to put something on what I'm eating already, I'm taking away from the taste that it's supposed to taste like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That goes with sauce or Tabasco or Cholula or anything like that, you know? I want to taste what it's supposed to taste like,
Right.
like right off the pit. You know what I mean? And
But-
Unless it's chicken, which I'm totally fine with dunking it in whatever you have. at
Right.
that point.
Yes.
It just tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken.
It is
So-
nothing.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, use it, don't use it.
Hey, you definitely use it.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're competition barbecuing, you're going to use sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make a sauce. You need something that's flavorful. You need to make something that's going to stand out. And you're going to put it on your pork. You're going to put it in your chicken. For the love of God, do not put it on your brisket. Right?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, I think that's where we're getting at, right? I mean, people putting on a brisket now.
Yeah.
So now it's a competition of sauce rather than the meat.
Yeah, and
if you
that's
think
what
about it.
originally led me to this question to you guys. Like, is this even a barbecue competition anymore, or is it a barbecue sauce competition?
It sounds like it's going that way.
It's an even playing field. So use sauce or don't. It's not like only certain teams are allowed to use it. So if you want to use sauce and you think it improves your brisket, go ahead.
Yeah.
If not,
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we know where it's going, so why not use it?
Yeah.
You
I
know
don't
what I mean?
fault people for doing it. I mean,
We're not going to
to
win without it.
Yeah.
If that's what the judges are looking for.
Well, I think the biggest factor is the judges are just people that they just pulled off the street.
Sure.
And so these people are the ones that are making the decisions for you to advance to the final table and all that type of stuff. But if they're used to, eating sweet baby rays on everything,
Then they're probably going to love it.
yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, this one tastes
Yeah.
good. You can put the same sauce on two different briskets,
Yeah.
and one, I mean, they're going to be like, oh, they're both exceptionally well because they're gonna be like, well, because I like the sauce. You know what I mean? I think that's where it's going. You know, and we have to figure out how to circumvent that, if that makes sense. You know, just I mean, how do we overcome that?
Did you say circumvent?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Circumcise?
Circumcised. That's what he meant.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Circumvent, man.
It's,
Circumvent.
circumvent.
Combat.
Come back.
Combat.
Hello?
Good word. Just thing on.
Is this thing on?
Circumvent.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Yeah, edit that out, John.
Anyway,
Not circumvent. You can leave
we
that
have
in.
to circumvent it. Yes.
Yes.
That is a word. What the hell's the matter with y'all? Anyhow,
Carry on.
but do we have to go to like sauce though? Like, is that where we're getting to at these competitions? You know, like we're trying to get to Houston, right? Do you think those guys
Oh,
put? But I'm saying though, like, do you think those guys put? I mean, sauce on their meats over there. You know?
Absolutely.
I do.
Some of them do.
and
Some do, some
me too.
don't.
Like, we're totally trying to. Like, Houston's a good cook-off. It's a commercial cook-off, right? Memphis in May. You know?
Sure.
The Jack Daniels, the Royale.
American Royale.
Yeah. The one in Nevada. I mean, those are all big cook-offs. Like, are we good enough to win?
What's
Yeah.
the one in Nevada?
I think so. I'm not sure, but Pitmaker goes.
I don't know, but that burger looks phenomenal.
All right. Well, hey, I guess we can put that to bed, and we'll, you know,
It'll come back up.
it'll come back up for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
we're
always
gonna.
does.
We can't hit on everything today, so let's I guess transition and move on to not the next segment. I mean, hate saying the segment. Oh, welcome to the segment.
Welcome to
Yeah, not because we don't want to
Welcome to the division.
displace one and say one's better than the other. Yeah, but-
Segment A and segment
Take a
B.
commercial break.
Okay, so doing my
Okay. Hold on.
yes.
Let's just go around the room. How many Coors Lights has everybody had today?
I've had 0.
I have had 3.
3 pints. Okay.
I'm on 3.
3 for you.
I've
And
had
how many Bud
0.
Lights for you.
Oh, Bud Lights. You didn't ask that.
He's
probably
had
about
all the Bud
9.
Lights.
9. Okay.
He's just getting warmed up.
All right. Yeah. So I just want to put that out there because, listen, this is probably a drinking podcast. At times, it can be. As James
That sound was
opened
him
with a
cracking
beer.
one open.
So phenomenal.
You'll hear that a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's
man.
Coca-Cola. I'm drinking
Should-
Coke.
Should we give a little bit of history on like our barbecue background? Maybe like
Sure.
obviously. I'll just
Yeah.
put this out there now. I'm from California.
Well, tell us
Originally
about
grew
it.
up in California. Moved
Tell
to
us about
Texas
it,
10
John.
years ago.
Tell us about it.
5 years ago, even I could not grill a hot dog. Moved to this street 3 years ago. Bought a grill. Started learning. Met James and Jan. And now I'm the fucking best cook there is. So
You didn't meet me,
Even better.
I met Alden also. I just did not learn anything about cooking from Alden.
but he learned how to plumb.
Sure. No, I learned how to call Alden if I needed plumbing.
Okay, that's true. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
okay, so we got Alden, plumber, master plumber.
I'm not a master plumber now.
I think I ask you that
Just
all the
a
time.
journeyman, yeah.
Yeah, journeyman plumber. Okay.
What's your barbecue background?
My barbecue background is I don't like barbecue unless y'all cook it. Brisket's good. I mean, I don't I do my part. I mean, I do
Do
the
you
fires.
cook barbecue?
No. Hey. Yeah.
No,
He plays a part on the team. He's not the cook, but he works the fire. He gets shit done.
I try to. I'm in charge of entertainment, guys. So,
Right, and
That's-
then you got John. He flies the friendly skies, so to speak. So he's up there, and we won't name the airline because we don't want to get him in trouble. And
They're not giving us any money yet.
yeah, they're not giving us those sponsor dollars. So
I'm a stewardess.
stewardess. Do you get called that all the time, or what's your biggest pet peeve?
I would actually
I
like
don't
to know
have
that answer as well.
Honestly, my job is so easy. There's a lot of flight attendants.
What
that are
do you
like,
call
"This
yourself,
is my
though?"
biggest pet peeve. I don't know.
Flight attendant.
Yeah, I'm a flight attendant, but I call myself a stewardess. Why not? I mean, I get that every once in a
Hey,
while.
if $50 an
Ask the
hour,
stewardess.
why not?
Yeah, I
Stewardess.
don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
by
you,
the way,
and you
job.
get to fly to all these
Hey.
different places, dude. That's the coolest thing ever. Like,
I love my job.
yeah.
Not sure that everybody knows that these people are making $50-something an hour every time they're flying.
What about? I know I said your biggest pet peeve. What annoys you? What bugs you about the customers that come in, either requesting something or
Entitled people, I'm sure.
just
Yeah, that's
being-
probably it.
being
People that are
rude?
just being assholes.
Yeah.
But honestly, My biggest pet peeve is flight attendants that bitch about their job.
Ooh, nice.
Because there's so many of them. They come to the back, and we're like, we're getting the drinks ready. We're like, oh, I had 3 people order a hot chocolate. I'm like, you're making $50 an hour.
Well, then make a hot chocolate. God damn it.
If you don't like it,
Make an
go
extra
do
one.
something else.
You signed up for this shit.
This is a super easy
I'll
job.
make the crap out of some hot chocolates for that much, dude.
I'm not making this shit up. People bitch about it. They come back, oh, I had 3 hot chocolates and a hot tea. I'm like,
Dude,
Make that shit. Yeah.
take it to them and then smile and say, do you want another one?
Yeah. That happens everywhere. I mean, everybody hates their job, right? I mean,
Nobody likes to work.
there may be a few
Nobody likes to work. That's the
handful of
thing.
people out there that actually love what they do and
I
love
love my
going to
job.
work and all that stuff like that. I mean, and I do too. I mean, I love my job, and
Well, now I'm in the minority, I guess.
Alden is a minority.
I am Filipino, kind of.
All right, so we heard John's, you heard Al's barbecue, or just kind of background. James, what's yours?
my background in barbecue, and I have a pretty extensive culinary background. No, I'm just bullshitting. I learned everything pretty much from either my mom or my Uncle Gene or Jan. Primarily a lot from Jan. Jan got into doing the competition barbecue way before I did, and I learned a lot of stuff from him. So, and we're talking growing back like 20 years ago or something like that. I mean, that's how long we've been kind of in the barbecue game, so to speak. It's almost like we're in the rap game, like we're in the barbecue gang.
What?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, pretty much it. I mean, just grilling, barbecuing my whole life. I mean,
Boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jan,
it
let's
is.
hear it. I know you've been doing
Hey,
this
hey,
the longest.
hey, no, not really. I mean, same amount of time, 20 years.
I mean, your pit does say your
Doing it.
name on it.
It does. Yeah, put that name on it.
What does your brother think about that?
I think he's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's our pit.
I'm good with it.
So, yeah, I mean, 20 plus years, competition cooking, last days with cooking, maybe a little drunk cooking. We've had some,
Just a little.
we've had some, we've had some drunk cook-offs that we've done.
We've burned a lot of shit.
We burnt shit. We've shown up late. We've learned. We've grown as a team.
I think we've changed a lot just since I started. I've been here, 2.5, 3 years
Yeah.
with the team.
I would say without
Things
a
have
doubt.
changed a lot since
Without
then.
a doubt. It's a little more serious.
We're in it to win it.
We are. And I think that we're actually winning. So,
But hey, we have a hopefully many episodes to come, so we don't have to get all up into all of our business all in one episode. I guess we can save a little for the next episode.
But the
so to
people
speak.
want to hear the good stuff.
They
man.
do, yeah. I
The
I'm
people
sure we
want to hear the
probably-
good stuff.
We could just probably sit here another hour or two, just sitting there, just bullshitting and talking or whatever. But let me transition to okay. So before we kind of close stuff out, came across this article, and I'm a lot of these guys know. I mean, I like horror movies. I like true crime shit. So when I'm doing research on barbecue and I'm trying to come up with like maybe something barbecue related that might be a little horror related or a little true crime-ish related or just odd, weird barbecue news or whatever. So I came across this article and I wanted to read it to you guys and just kind of get your thoughts on what you guys think about it. Okay, so this happened in 2004 when this I'm gonna say gentleman, but again I don't want to be probably gender. What do you call it?
Neutral, gender neutral type. I don't know.
Person's name is Shannon.
Shannon Sharp.
Wisnett. Wisnett.
I don't know.
Wisnett. I don't know.
Wisnett?
And it says he bought a used barbecue smoker, and the last thing he was expecting to find inside was a leg. It was John Wood's leg, to be exact. His left leg was amputated after it was damaged beyond repair in a plane crash. Ironically, still attached to his leg, Wood decided to keep it. The limb was kept on ice until he was evicted from his home in Greensville, South Carolina, and forced to live in his van. Right off the bat, I mean, probably just doesn't sound that...
what's going on? That guy's
doesn't sound
brain,
stable at
right?
all. I
It's
mean...
like, look, I know I've lost a leg, but I'm going to keep it.
Is this the story with the storage unit? He bought the storage unit and it happened to be in the barbecue. That's same. Is something different?
No, this is it might be a different one. Well, God, I hope is there multiple finding body
There's
parts
a lot of.
and
I mean, if you
barbecue
haven't heard of
smokers.
Leg Barbecue Story.
Okay,
continue
so
on.
he was evicted. He was forced to live in his van. His leg was then wrapped and placed inside the barbecue smoker, and then it was put in storage. You're right, John. It's got to be. God, man.
John knows his
Like, how does
amputees,
that
man.
smell?
John knows his amputees.
I don't know.
Like,
Like-
that's gotta like flesh rottens,
It
right?
depends
Yeah.
upon
It's
how
a
they
rotten.
wrapped it, I guess.
Like,
No, it's not wrapped. It's
He said he wrapped it.
yeah, he wrapped it
no,
up.
I get that.
In foil?
No, it wasn't foil. I'm gonna guess it wasn't foil. I'm gonna go with Saran wrap.
Now,
Maybe
we
they
probably-
did a freezer pack type deal. I don't
We've
know.
all probably been guilty of leaving stuff on the barbecue pit.
Yes, definitely. We've gone to barbecue
Just today.
competitions.
Just today.
Just
we opened
today.
the Weber up today. Did a little grill on some steaks. What do we find, James?
2 full links of sausage just
Right
sitting
there.
there for a
Boom.
week.
Are we talking beef sausage?
I think it was pork sausage.
Pork sausage.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I mean, imagine a leg. You would probably every time you look in the mirror, like, "Oop, I'm missing my leg." Oh,
Where
hey,
did I
remember
put
I
that?
put my leg in the smoker. So, when he missed his rent payments for the storage facility,
Oh, it's an artificial leg.
are you? What?
I don't think so. Why
no,
would
it's
he
not
wrap it up?
artificial leg.
Yes.
Is this
It
guy
has
a
to be.
pirate? Is he a pirate?
Finish the
This
story.
has to be
I want to hear the
artificial.
rest.
Okay,
of it.
let,
There's
let me,
no way nobody puts a human leg on a goddamn pit.
yeah,
It's not
let
happening.
Me, let me finish. Okay,
Okay.
so the storage facility owner held a garage sale. The human leg filled smoker and all was sold.
Disgusting.
Looks like he get this, the guy that bought it, the Shannon, he's I guess kind of a crafty, maybe an entrepreneur.
Storage Wars guy.
Yeah,
or
entrepreneur.
something?
So
Yeah.
his plan was that he's going to charge adults $3 and children $1 to take a sneak peek at the lost leg in the smoker.
Yeah, that sounds like
Hey.
a.
Stew on that a little bit.
All I'm saying
Yeah, I
is
don't
that's
know.
a $3 idea.
It reminds me of
I don't know. I want to see it.
yeah. You ever see that movie?
That's why there's $3.
Oh, John. Can
You
I
ever
have
see that movie
Can I have that
Tremors,
last bite?
where they get the
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. They get the graboid or whatever it was called.
Oh, that's Trimmers.
Yeah, and then the Asian dude that owned the store, he's like he set it up and he was gonna sell photos. Get your picture taken with the graboid. This is kind of what this reminds me of a little bit. But how mentally stable are you that
You're
you're gonna
not.
start charging people
You're
to come take
not.
a look at this?
Well, all right, so it's
Leg.
twofold, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds? That's kind of the question you should ask. What are the odds? What are the odds that somebody actually wanted to keep their leg and then stored it in a barbecue pit? What are the odds of the same person that got the storage contents out of it turned around and started charging people to look under the lid?
Yeah, that's
Like-
two crazy.
Like, you're
mofos.
two crazy people.
Yeah,
Like, that's,
exactly. Okay, so
amazing.
But this story does have a happy ending.
Okay.
The North Carolina police stepped in, and they returned the leg to its original owner.
Oh, I'm
Return the
guessing it
leg
was
to the
real.
original owner.
Yeah, and it basically the article finishes up with whether or not Wood has the leg now. It's unknown. But this came from I think it was Reader's Digest in Canada. Was the article that I
So somebody had to
it from?
preserve this leg, right?
Canadians.
They had to preserve this leg and return it to its owner, pretty much, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's again. There's crazy people out there. That's why we get together and we hang out and we barbecue and the act of barbecuing and just being with family and friends and letting the good times roll, so to speak.
Without doubt.
It's horrible. That's
I
horrible.
agree.
Okay.
I agree.
I hope I never lose a leg.
I think we might have just recorded our first podcast, guys. I mean, what do y'all
I
think?
think so.
Congrats. I'm going to fist bump somebody now.
Right. Yep.
Fist
Great
bump.
job, Alden, James.
Yep.
Fist bump. James.
It may take us another 3 months to get the second episode up, but
Let's hope not.
yeah. Hey, stick tuned. Like it, click it, review it,
Subscribe.
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 I don't even know.
Not to mention, hey,
Yeah.
listen, guys, we're going to have a lot of barbecue talk on this thing. So today was kind of like front heavy about this
Also, a
and
lot
that.
of not barbecue talk. We're going to be a mix, but yes, we will give you some tips. We will help you out.
Without doubt.
All right. Take care, guys. Out.